ourselves in a comfortable position. Just to sit there. It could be sitting, it could be lying, just whatever feels good to you for now. And the box breathing I've done with all of you at one point or another, which is where we breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. And once again, because I also had emails about having people not counting when they're trying to breathe, I'll do that again with you. So I will let you do it in your heads so you can do it at the pace that works for you. And I'm learning lots from you, so thank you for, contacting me and letting me know how these things work for you, because it means that I can make this class something that feels better. So get yourselves comfortable. And I'll start you off, but I'll do it with my hand instead of my mouth, so you don't need to listen to my voice. So we're going to breathe in. And make this as slow as you can, breathing in for however many feels good for you. Holding, breathing out, and then holding, just in your own time. If you want to close your eyes, feel free. And then when you're ready, allow your breathing to settle. And we're going to start with some very gentle neck mobilization, but in a controlled way for all of us. Welcome, Michelle, nice to see you. So to start with, put your finger on your chin, and this can be done sitting or lying down. And if you're lying down, you're going to have a bit more friction underneath you, so I don't want you to force it. I want you to very gently bring an ear to a shoulder without forcing it, so you're keeping your chin still like a pivot. And we're going to come down, and then we're going to come straight back out of it and over to the other side. And straight back out. So it's like we're tick-tocking the head slightly. Well done. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to use your finger to push the chin back very slightly. Now, if you're lying down, you'll probably draw your chin down just a touch, and then return. So if you're sitting, it's a teeny tiny back, and then return. And I'm sorry, I know this lighting's rubbish in here. It doesn't work, does it, having the light behind you? So, well done. And all of this is very subtle. And one more. And then return. Imagine you're trying to really lengthen your neck. And we're going to turn one head towards one shoulder and then return. And see if you can keep the forehead and the chin in line with each other. So instead of kind of letting the forehead draw the way, or the chin, try and keep it level. And coming back to the center. We're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears, breathing in. And exhale, let them float down really slowly. Breathing in. And exhale. And one more, breathing in. And exhale. Okay, so those of you sitting up, we're all going to lie down now. So get yourself comfy. And as we quite frequently do, we're going to go into pelvic tilts first of all. So we're going to tilt the pubic bone towards the nose, scooping the belly a little bit, and then allowing the pubic bone to relax. So instead of actively pushing it away, creating that arch in your back, I just want you to relax it back to neutral. So tilting pubic bone to nose, and then relax it back. And like we did last week, let's see if we can use our tummy muscles to activate and draw the pubic bone to the nose. So instead of squeezing buttocks and pushing on feet, we're going to breathe out and then breathe in. So gentle breathing out, draw the belly button back, and then breathe in. And one more, very gentle one. And release. And allow your arms to settle. And you might want to just lift and lower the shoulders so they're away from your ears. And we're keeping our spine in a neutral position. So neutral is where you're not completely flat against the mat or arched away from the mat. You're somewhere in the middle that feels good for you. And it's quite nice doing this from a bed because you've got lots of support as well. So we're going to heel raises. So lifting up one heel and then lowering back down. And then lifting the other heel and gently lowering back down. And while you're doing this, I'd like you to try and find stillness in your body as you do this. So trunk is nice and still. And it's the lifting of the heel. That's it. So one at a time. And we're going to develop this a little bit further. So still keeping trunk really still, lifting the heel to float a knee, and then gently lowering back down. Still keeping everything super still as we float the other knee. And then gently lowering back down. That's it. And remember, height isn't important. To me, the most important thing is comfort and breathing. So we're going to extend this a little bit more by bringing the knee into a tabletop position. And when we lower it down, we're going to keep that knee fixed at that 90-degree angle. So floating up and floating back down, keeping the knee at 90 degrees. That's it, still focusing. The reason I'm grabbing my breasts and my tummy is because I'm trying to remind you to keep everything still, if you were wondering why I'm doing this. Okay, the other thing people do is this. So putting hands on pelvis. There we go. Okay, extending it a little bit more. So we're going to bring the knee up, then move it away from the body. Now here, when you move it away, you will feel the muscles on the other side responding to stabilize your pelvis. And then lower back down. At the same time, look, I know there's a lot to remember here, but at the same time, do try and breathe where you can, okay? Now this leg that you leave behind, I want you to keep that stable. So quite often, as we move one out, the other knee will want to move out to compensate, but you're going to keep it central, so it's the tummy and the pelvis and all these gorgeous muscles in our core stabilizing instead. That's it. We're going to finish here, and I want you to just do a quick self-scan. So sometimes when we're doing things that are very focused around here, we end up bringing a lot of tension to this area here, like the neck, shoulders, or jaw. It's really normal. You're not doing anything wrong at all. It's just all that concentration was here instead. So you might want to do a little bit of a shuffle or a turning of your head side to side. Okay, and also getting some water if you're warm is also a good move too. Okay, so we're going to move into a sustained double knee lift. This is an option. So your options are to do the heel lift here and pushing the hands towards the ceiling and breathing and finding stillness in your body. That is an option. The other option is to lift and lift again and maintain that hold and breathe. So we're taking it slowly, and you can choose, there's always the one-legged option as well. So you've got the double heel lift, the one-legged option, or the double knee lift in this position. Remembering those of you who struggle with POTS and MCAS, hands above head or above heart can make you feel quite dizzy. So if you need to at any point, you could lower them down. And we're holding that position. We're literally going to hold. It's quite hard. So I'm already getting a little bit of a tremble in my tummy. Is anybody else? Whew. Hard, tough. Whichever version, whether it's heels, one leg, both legs. Just try and relax your shoulders as much as possible. And it's funny because if anyone walked in right now, it'd look like we were doing nothing at all. They've got no idea what's going on inside, have they? All that tummy activation. Please rest when you need to, because this is super hard. And just make sure you're breathing. And then we get to rest. So lower down. Oh, take some breaths and sway your knees side to side. That's it. I was laughing, Vixie, because just as soon as I said that about someone walking in, someone walks in next to you. That was genius timing. Okay, into the dying bug. Options. So we always have this or this as the starting and end point, okay? So you can choose whether you're doing this one or this version here. And you send the opposite arm away from the opposite leg and then return to the start point before the next one moves away. So quite often people do kind of this and they don't have a start and end. But what we're trying to do is bring control into our lives by always returning back to the start position. Breathing as you do it. You could breathe in as you reach, breathing out as you return. And the aim is to keep your back flat against the mat. So you're keeping that gorgeous stability in your tummies. Anyone who joined a little bit late, today the focus is on core, just in case you were wondering. And you could probably feel that already. Emily, well done. Thanks for the reminder. If you want to keep your arms down here for dying bug, that's absolutely wonderful too. What it means is that you're keeping in touch with your body. That's it. Well done. And when you're ready, open the arms to a T and lower the knees towards one side and your head towards the other, and take some breaths. Nice deep breaths. Whew. So we're just letting our tummy muscles relax for a bit and then swap to the other side. Okay, we're going to single leg circles. I'm moving up my mat a little bit, I've run out of space. So Single leg circles. One foot is going to be planted. Your hands are going to be planted on your hips to remind yourself to keep the hips still. The options are bringing the knee bent and circling away, breathing in. Exhale, return. So that's one option. So breathing in, reach away. Exhale, circle, return. Another option is this, leg up, breathing in. Exhale and back. Breathing in. Exhale and back, making it as big or as little as you like. If you're getting snapping band syndrome in the front of your hip as you do this, make it a lot smaller so you're not feeling it quite so much. There's always the option to either use a band or a belt or your hands on your leggings to guide that move like this instead. Okay, so you're listening to what feels good for your body for today. So breathing in, exhale, back. So final one. Good control. Beautiful. Let's swap. So your options, remember, are knee bent, leg lengthened or holding onto your leg. Breathing in, exhale, return. Breathing in, exhale, return. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I can feel this in my deeper abdomen here, stabilizing. So if you imagine really pressing the pelvis down into the mat as you do it, that's it. You may feel the tummy muscles stabilizing you. Okay, final one. And then return and sway the knees side to side. And we will come off our sides and move on to, we'll come off our backs and move on to our sides now. So take your time rolling over and get some liquid on the way if you need to. Okay. So this bottom leg is going to be slightly bent because it usually is quite a bit more comfortable having the leg bent than lengthened. And the top leg is going to be lengthened. And what I'd like you to do is imagine someone is pulling your leg away from you, so pulling it that way, as you're lifting your waist up from the floor or the bed, and then it retracts again. So you're not, once again, if someone walks in, they're going to think you're doing absolutely nothing at all, but we know, we can feel it as we lengthen that leg away. We're lifting the waist from the floor and return. Small, subtle move. You're going to feel it all the way down your leg. You're going to feel it deep underneath you. Now, what I want you to know is that it's pretty much anatomically impossible to create space under here, okay? Because most of us have organs and most of us have a nice bit of flesh here, which is going to be resting on the floor. So please don't think that you're trying to create a gap underneath you as you lengthen and lift. It's the sensation of lifting that I want you to feel and returning. It's quite intense too, especially if I'm doing lots of talking. So do rest whenever you need. So rest position is this whenever you need, okay? So breathing in to reach and exhale to return. So lifting and reaching and exhale, return. And one more, reach and then take a break. And if I haven't mentioned this to you in a while, this whole, when we do this, or the rubbing, we're just dispersing lactic acid. So it means that we're less likely to be sore later on in the day. Okay, so that's why I do it quite a lot, especially sides, because they tend to gather lots. So it's a nice little stretch between. Okay, the next one, we're going to lengthen both legs if it is tolerable to you for you to do so. So that's why bed Pilates is amazing, because you get lots of cushioning underneath you. But if you're not on a bed and you need to keep that leg slightly bent, or you need to put blankets underneath, please feel free. So we're going to reach the arm to the height that's available to us, and exhale, we're going to reach the arm down to the outside of your thigh and then release. And I want to make sure you get that release between each one, because you may feel your neck muscles activating a little bit as you do this. So, breathing in. Exhale and lift. Imagine it's the waist crunching here to lift, and then return. At times, I have found looking down in the direction that I'm trying to lift towards kind of helps with the neck a little bit, but some people actually prefer keeping the head central or looking down this way. So explore what feels better to you and your neck, because I don't want you to feel loads of pressure in your neck muscles. Another option that I know works quite well is supporting the head, but still imagining it's the waist that's drawing you up as you come up. And then return. So we're aiming for the deeper obliques just in here as we do this. Well done. Let's do one more of these ones. Scoop that belly as you come up. Good. I'm loving seeing everyone doing something slightly different. Well done. And then return and take a moment to just recover the neck and the shoulders, and notice if you'd been gritting your teeth while you were doing it. You might want to do a bit of gurning for me. Go, ah. That's it. It's a great way to release your jaw, as long as you don't go too big. Okay, now we are going to lengthen that top leg away and hover it. So now you're imagining you're lifting your waist away from the floor, and you're going to create circles. Woo! That's it. So the tummy is what's stabilizing you as you do this. You can, of course, put your hand in front. Yes, Emily, that's genius. So let me get a ball as well, show everybody. So Emily has chosen to use her ball in front, which is a great way to stabilize. And it's a kind of unstable stabilizer, isn't it? So what happens here is you're keeping your shoulder away from your ear beautifully as you do this one. That's it. Now double check, have a look down and check that your top hip is stacked on top of your bottom one. And it could be the angle, but Amy, I don't know if yours is, I can't tell. It looks maybe like your top hip is a bit further back from your bottom, but it could just be your leggings making it look like that. I don't know. That's it. Sometimes I have a feel here to feel if it feels like it's at a right angle to the floor. And then we're going to bring it in, and push it away. That's it. Bring it in, use your tummy, scoop the belly, and push it away. And bring it in, and push it away. Well done. And one more, if you can bear it. Woof. Bring the leg in front and give it some love. That's it. Complete with sound effects today, everybody. Right, we're going to bring the legs in front and give your heads a hug. And remember, if this isn't available to you, then this is great too, okay? So choose what feels good to you. We're going to keep the hips stacked as we open up, breathing in as we open. And exhale, drawing yourself back. So it's the book opener. So breathing and exhale. I actually quite like this one because sometimes it's nice to hold your boobs away from your neck so you can still breathe as you breathe in and exhale. Let's give one more. And then return. And we're going to do all of that all over again on the other side. So you can roll over if it's better for you, or twizzle around if you want to still see me. So once again, we're on our sides. We're going to double check the hips are stacked. That's it. And we're going to lengthen that top leg. And we're going to imagine the waist lifting as we lengthen that top leg away and then return. And you may notice you've got more or less mobility on this side than you have on the other. So it's lengthening and then returning. Imagining lifting the waist from the floor and then returning. So reaching and returning. That's it. Remembering it's as though someone's pulling your leg and then returning. That's it. Lifting. Ooh, that's it. And returning. I think it's the hovering the leg above the floor that's quite hard, isn't it? You can really feel it. Oof. Okay, one more like this. And then we'll give the legs a rest. That's it. As we reach the arm up and we exhale as we reach it down. If you want to reach the legs long, feel free. Breathing in. Exhale and lift. Remembering all your techniques that you've got. You could either look down if that works, or down that way. Or you could use your hand. And it's the use of those muscles there. If you had a feel now as you're lifted up, feel how hard it is underneath your fingers. That's it. I mean, I've got quite a way to dig underneath, but you will get there. You'll feel it, that just hardening underneath all your gorgeous adipose tissue. That's it. Okay, one more. Reach. And then take a rest for your head. You might like to have a little wiggle. And we're going to circle. That's it. Well done. Well done for resting, for those of you who rested as well. Circling gently. Oh, that's it. Feel it in your tummy. You can even put your hand there. Feel the muscles responding. Something I notice when I do this one is whenever my leg goes back here, I can feel my tummy get harder than when it goes forward. So that must mean it's having to work harder when I'm going backwards to stabilize the hips on top of each other. Okay, one more. That's it. And then give yourself some love. However that might look to you today. Okay. Well done. And then we're going to bend the knees in front. Give our heads a hug. And open that book. So breathing in, book opener. And exhale. Returning back. So nice deep breaths, keeping the knees stacked as you breathe open. And exhale, closed. That's it. Breathing in. And exhale, closed. Right, should we do one more and take a few breaths here? That's it. Open and breathe. And then return. So let me just do a time check because haven't got my clock anymore. 34. Okay, we're good. So for those of you, what we're going to do, for those of you who are comfortable in 4-point kneeling, I'm going to show you something to do 4-point kneeling. If you're not comfortable in 4-point kneeling, stay on your backs because I've got adaptations for that. Okay. So the 4-point kneelingers, we're going to set ourselves up first of all, so making sure the heels of the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips, the shoulders away from the ears, and the elbows are soft. So we're not doing that, we're keeping them nice and soft. And here I'd like you to keep your back in neutral. So neutral is not that or that, it's somewhere in the middle. And what I'd like you to do is drop the tummy without the spine moving and then draw the belly up. So breathing in to drop the tummy, breathing out to draw the belly up. It's as simple as that, okay? I don't want any more movement from you other than breathing in to drop, breathing out to lift. If you're on your backs, it's pretty similar. You could have your hands up in the air if you're tolerating that at the moment. You could, if you want to make it harder, bring the legs into tabletop. And you're going to breathe in to release, fill the tummy up, and then breathe out to draw the tummy back towards the mat, but without the back kind of arching into the mat and flaring away. The back stays still as you breathe into the tummy and then breathe out. That's it. Breathing in. Just watch your heads. Anyone in 4-point kneeling, try not to let your head dangle. Good, well done. It's one of those things, isn't it? When you're concentrating, you forget what to do with your head. That's it. And give me one more. And then take a break. So if you're on your backs, you could sway your knees side to side. If you're in 4-point kneeling, you might want to explore bringing yourself between your legs like this. This is quite nice. Or you could come off your knees completely onto your back if you prefer. It's whatever's going to work for you. And that's luscious, Katie, I love that. If you've got a nice bolster or something, using them is gorgeous too. So for the 4-point kneelingers, the next one we're going to do is keeping everything steady and still and your nice posture and your elbows soft like we did before. And then you're going to feel your tummy respond as you lift an arm and then lower it down. And then try for the other side, lifting the other arm and then lowering it back down. And you may feel that the arm that you lift, the opposite side responds deep in your tummy. Very similar if you're on your backs. So legs up or legs down, bringing one arm away. Feel the tummy respond to stabilize, to stop your back arching, and then return. That's it, and return. And this could be done like this if you want to. Good, and you're going for pure stillness. Vixie, you could afford to move your knees back a little bit. That's it. Just, I think you might enjoy it. I think you might enjoy feeling it a little bit more. That's it. Well done. Good, lovely stability, everybody. Well done. When you're ready, take a break. So however that looks like to you. So you could be swaying your knees or pushing yourself back into prayer stretch. That's it. We could do figure of 8 or circle the wrists. Okay, we've got one more activity to do, then we'll move into relaxation. So I'll do the upside down version first. Similar to what we did earlier with Dying Bug, We're going to slide an arm and a leg away from each other, pressing the middle of your back into the mat, and then return, finding pure stability in the pelvis as you do this. And it's exactly the same upside down. We're going with legs. So we are going to just double check our positions. Elbows are soft, shoulders away from ears. That's it. And we're going to lengthen a leg and then return. And then lengthen the other leg, finding your stillness and return. And if you have a fun teacher, like I've got, she would have put a ball on your pelvis to see how still you can keep that ball. This is where our balls go flying as you reach a leg away and return. That's it, just keep breathing for me and just watch your heads. A couple of head hangers again. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, finish the one you're on. And let's see what we've got on page number 2. Yeah, we're good. So we're going to tread some grapes before we go into relaxation. So feel free to get into a position after the grape treading. So grape treading's this, where you're reaching the arms and the legs away from each other like you're squashing grapes. And you're breathing. You could be grabbing grapes from the sky. That's it. Remember, you can angle your arms differently if hands above head. It doesn't feel good, you could come out to the side. Nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, open your palms to the sky. Bend at the knees and lower the knees down towards one side and move your head in the opposite direction and take a few breaths here. And you might want to sway your pelvis slightly forward and back. And then knees to the other side. And the same again. Turn your head to the opposite side to your knees. That's it. Winston, no. No. So just as we relax. Winston, stop. 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 Away. See, Stanley listens to me, but Winston, I'm not so sure. So when you're ready, come here. When you're ready, get yourself in a comfortable position. Well done, Amy. Good to see you. I love your leggings, by the way. Find a comfy position, so you can sit down or you could lie down if you prefer. And if you're not wanting to relax now and you're done, you can go. I'm not going to hold you to ransom by making you stay. Okay, so if you've got a busy day, you need to continue with it, feel free to just do what you need to do. I'd like you to place your hand on your belly and allow your eyes to close. And find yourself a comfy position that allows you to feel grounded and safe. And tuning into your rhythmic breath with just some awareness of the rhythm of your breathing. And create a sense of space around you. And allow it to expand. And experience the weight of your body resting on your bed or your floor. And noticing sensations at different parts of your body. And just without any judgment, taking note of any areas that are feeling like they may have worked. They may be feeling warm or a little bit achy. Notice any parts of your body that are feeling amazing right now. Then return your awareness to the sensation in your abdomen. The rise and fall of your hand. Imagining the in-breath is like a wave rising up, and the exhale is a wave gently falling down. And find your inner silence as you watch the wave like the motion of your breath. Breathing in, the wave going up. Breathing out, the wave moving down. And gently returning your thoughts to your waves and breath each time they wander. And imagine letting go and releasing any tension in your jawline, your shoulders, your legs, and your buttocks. And allow your chest area to open and soften. And now start to notice the sounds around you. And allow the sounds to sharpen your awareness in the room. And then gradually expand to beyond the room. And then open your eyes gently and take in what you can see. Look around and notice the colours and the light and the furniture. And then wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, and gradually move your mind back into the present moment, where you can move on with the rest of your day, feeling hopefully happy, relaxed, and also energized. Well done, everybody. I've loved seeing